So as journalists, we are very, very worried about what we know when it comes to the Ghana football, comes to the Ghana Premier League, and in fact, everything that is happening around us, the videos we have seen. And so we thought it would be important to try and put all of these things in perspective. And I've got my friends to do the analysis with me. They're always alongside me as we talk about the pertinent issues. Match fixing is an interesting area, but we really need to find out what the structure is like, how it looks like, how difficult it is for anybody to deal with it, and how we feel as journalists, and you, the fans, as well, how you feel getting to find out all of these things. And more importantly, making sure that we don't necessarily put everybody in the bag, and let's try and, distinguish the issues as they're in. Joining me is Collins Atta Poku of Wontimi Sports. Collins, how are you doing?
I'm very well, George, and you?
Yes. I'm hoping. I'm trying to be well. Like you are trying to be well. It's not easy at all. Owusu Bempah Ayala joins me as well. Fantastic colleague. Ayala, how are you doing?
I'm good, George. What about you?
Yeah, I know how it is. We had our little laugh at the start of this informally. The way things have gone, and how funny it really looks, and how it makes a mockery of the job that we do. Take nothing away. We have been trying our best to push the league, and I think that a lot of journalists in Ghana have done their best to stay up in there. But when things like this come, how does it make you feel? Let me start with you, Papa. Papa, how does it make you feel? When you hear these things, albeit it's not the first one in that Ashanti Goda Itali's video, but there are quite a number of videos and quite a number of good grapevine sources that give us information that this is widespread. How do you feel, Papa?
Well, it makes you feel very terrible about yourself, George, because, look, I remember King Faisal versus 11 Wonders. I had to drive back from Techiman to Kumasi. I had gone to Domahin Crow for the Adriana Stars game, came to Brekum the following day, and then ended up in Techiman, and then I had to come back to Kumasi. I was so tired. Then little after the Aberfour Township, there was a tanker that was behind us. I think he had fuel. I don't know. It skid off the road and went into the bush, so we could smell the fuel coming out, but we were in front, so we just moved quickly, and then we came back home. So all the effort, all the stress and everything, only to go and see an artificial game, sometimes it's painful. I feel for our fans, those who travel all the way to places to go and pay gate fees. It's not like they are the wealthiest people in the world, and the product they are supposed to enjoy is one that has already been cooked inside. And it's painful, but again, it's an opportunity for us to learn, and hopefully relearn and come out of this better.
Ayala, how have you been feeling all day? Given that you already have some things that suggested that were ongoing. How do you feel?
George, I think, yes, I'm not directly involved, but I feel embarrassed. I feel devastated. And as a journalist who has a responsibility to promote anything that has sporting in its product, and to come to the realization that, look, the public interest you want to drive towards the product and the core soul of sports, that is its competitiveness, is being sold on the market, and it's not something that is being safeguarded. It's just embarrassing. So I ask myself as a journalist, how do I convince my listener, my viewer, that he or she should consume anything sport in Ghana, especially football? How do I do that? How will I be able to play my role to restore the sporting integrity that we lost after Anas expose and its evidence? It just demeans my job. It makes it very, very difficult. And especially when you have a lot of friends at the other side of the world that follows your work and are quite interested in what happens in Ghana, for them to be seeing these videos, for them to be inboxing you about what is really going on, for you to get cousins who knows your job to be testing you on WhatsApp, asking you, I've seen a video. What is the meaning of that? It just makes mockery out of whatever your profession is as a sports journalist in this country. And I've been very, very sad. Very, very, very sad.
I think you make the point there. Papa, let me come to you. And of course, another reason why I like to have a discussion with you both is that you have an idea, a taste of what goes on in there within the clubs, and so you can bring one your journalistic experience, also your job as investigative journalist in this one, in the respect that yes, you have your ears on the ground, and keeping in mind as well that we've got to still somehow protect the products. That is still the main thing that we work around, the Ghana Premier League, Division 1 and everything. So now, tell me, how does the structure look like? Because to be fair to some of the officials in some of these clubs where these things are going on, they don't even know. So can you give me can you give me an idea of how does it really play out? How does it play out? Are players fully aware? Are management members fully aware? Indeed, our fans are aware. I mean, how does it play out based on the information you picked from the grapevine?
I think there are three categories that we could exploit. The first one is the case study of Mediama versus Interlies, and then Richard Bwedu Agadas, who was having a fantastic day, was taken off by our Precon. Many of the people from Mediama were surprised why he was taken off, but probably he had a knock or something that nobody knew, so he was taken off. But 9 minutes after he came off on the 5th minute, by the 74th minute, Mediama had considered 3 goals. They ended up losing 3-0. They came back to Takwa, and there were rumors all over the place that that game could be a betting game. They had been influenced. Now, Goldfields, Takwa Daman, that are building the Takwa and Abosu Park for them, that sponsors them, wrote to them and asked them to come and explain why they shouldn't believe rumors that that match they played in Takwa had been influenced. So imagine all the money Goldfields Ghana Limited is giving to Mediama Sporting Club. They could possibly have lost that if that happened that way. But apparently, not anybody in the setup knew of anything like that. And they took it that they had played a legitimate game and they are lost because the coach made the wrong substitution. Then you have the classic Bechem United versus Brekum Chelsea case, where they played a very good game. One is leading 2-0, and then at the tail end, a referee conjures a penalty for Brekum Chelsea. It ends 2-1. And then Brekum Chelsea, who have been beneficiaries of the penalty, after the whistle goes, ask themselves, what happened that we are getting this penalty? There had been influences from outside, possibly, allegedly. This is Brekum Chelsea case, where somebody outside the camp told him that, look, this is your game, this is the score. Are you going to bet? And anybody who knows Nana Nketia knows he is anti-betting. You won't get him. So as soon as he gets that information, he is aroused to the suspicion of what could happen. He goes to his church, prays for 3 days, and decides to join the team bus to Tamale to play Steadfast in the FA Cup. They get that a match of convenience. They go there and then they win. Normally, Nana Kwame does not go, even if he had to stay in the Brekum Chelsea bus. 3 folds. In the known, not in the known, and I have absolutely no idea. So we know the Lali Sinaya, he has internalized. The event, he wasn't aware, allegedly. Now, they got wind of it when the team had got. Then the player who came on went to brief the coach on the technical bench that this is what people have planned. So let me go on and then spoil the plans. Now, how do we believe that this is true? Plans have been spoiled. When somebody from Soccerbet, by going that they were going to be over 6, over 5 or something, this kind of thing they call it. Now the person was anticipating more than 5 goals in the game, and initially the alleged fix was 5-1. So there are times that the players are aware, referees do it. George, the scoreline alone might flatter you, but the painful one is that they could really look at the person has won the bet. And they're still influencing the game to make money. And then there have been alleged cases of referees being betted for country. You go and do the job. By the time you come back, you've won money. And then you go and do it. Why would referees be susceptible? And a lot is going through. So yes, this is how it is.
Right.
They either go through the referee, they go through the players, they go through the CEO, or if none of them happens, they would find one black sheep in both teams, and the black sheep will start influencing.
Well, Atta, thank you very much. Joining us as well as another great friend, Eric Alagidede, is joining us. He's a fantastic guy as well. Worked with a number of Ghana Premier League clubs, Division 1 clubs. Should have a very good idea about how it all goes. Eric, how are you doing? How are you doing? Thank you very much for joining us. How are you doing, Eric?
Yeah, George, I'm great. How are you doing? Okay?
Yeah, we are great. Yes, we are great. We are not too great, but we are okay. We're just trying to manage it. We are just trying to have a discussion about how the things are going, and Ayala and Papa Poku are here with us, and we're going through it. So thanks for joining us. Let me come to Ayala. Ayala, let me get your thoughts on how these things are going on in the league now. From the little that you have gathered in the background, how widespread is this, Ayala?
George, it's everywhere. It's like a cancer. It's like a tumor. It's everywhere, and every aspect of the hierarchy are involved one way or the other, and that is how difficult this canker is in terms of finding solutions to them. Now you get a typical in the team bus, then one player gets a text message that look, origin of the team had bet that the final score is going to be one on your behalf, and make sure these things come to play. He tells his other colleagues in the back, I'm hearing from home that the match has been arranged and this is the scoreline, and a lot of people have placed bet on the final score. So if you also have we, the main architect, will not lose out when everyone is cashing out at the end of the day. They get the information gets to the team, and everyone does what he can do and make sure that results happen. Now, George, can you imagine if a player has, say, 200 cedis on his Momo and he forwarded it to any of his cousins like that he is going to participate in and bet on this correct scoreline? Their attitude on the pitch in terms of getting the job done, because it's not just about safeguarding the arrangement, but then he gets involved with his money and he has to make sure that he doesn't come out with a loss. There are some cases where the club chairman, the CEO, will pull out 3 players and tell them, look, you've not been paid in the last 3 months. It's the game that I'm going to use from the game. So he calls 2 or 3 leaders on the page, plan with them, and the other player job done. There are instances where a player comes in from the end, right? So make sure as you stand there, you don't put the ball in the net. The results at the stance now is what we want to end the game with. Now, there are also instances where, as Atta put it, the influence goes to myself and my 2 assistants only, without even the involvement of the can get to the result that you want in the game. How many corner kicks, how many yellow cards you want to come out of the game? What is the result that you want? Can pull this off. And when you hear stories, sometimes they are just unbelievable. It has gotten to a point where players have been asked to come in as substitutes, and they complain to their coach that, look, I have bet on this game. The results so far in the game has not gone according to plan after the game, and play my bet. That is how endemic these things are. And if you listen to Grapevine, if you get close to these activities, there is no hope. That is how I must put it. There is no hope, because it comes from the top right to every part of our football, and you just don't know where the savior will come from, because everyone is involved. Everyone wants to make money. Now, this is the bit. You know, the history and the tradition of our league has not been a league of so many goals. So the betting companies in plotting their odds are always skeptical that, look, this is Ghana Premier League. The turf is not good. The player quality is not so high. So it will be difficult for, say, a game between Bichim and Dwarfs to produce more than 2 or 3, 4 goals. So under normal circumstances, over 4.0, over 3.0 is something that is so unlikely to happen in the Ghanaian game. So they place high odds on it. Now, that is where those who want to invest in betting look at the number of goals that is not being anticipated in the history of the Ghana Premier League, and they say, let's get that goals. So you get into a game, and even 1 week to the game, you are hearing 4-2 as the final result, and you are like, is it going to really happen? A Ghanaian game at a difficult grounds, producing 6 goals? How is it going to happen? And before you know, a betting company. Sometimes it's not just about betting. It's not really about any betting syndicate. It's about relationship. You look at the league table where someone lies and how we can help within the relationship that we have. What is the best result that we can turn out of this game? So you look at the league table, someone is lying in the relegation zone. He's playing you. He has been your friend over the years, and it's okay. You come home. I will give you the win, the 3 points. It will just give you that kind of space to breathe with your competitors that you are fighting the relegation zone. And so it's not always about betting. It's sometimes about the relationship and who helps who to survive and who helps who to get the goal king and who helps who to even annex the trophy. That is the kind of danger that our football in. And for me, it's very, very, very sad discussing it, George.
Yeah, serious. Let me bring in Eric. Eric, tell me, Eric. I don't even know what that. It's very difficult to ask the next question because I'm just thinking that we have an idea of where this is going. Now we need to move to what is even supposed to be done. Like, I mean, right now, I am getting so worried because it's a case where the people who are in charge of the football are also part of it. So who is going to arrest who? But Eric, tell me, what is the right thing to be done? That we know that cameramen are on every Ghana Premier League ground. Who is in charge of compliance? Who is in charge of making sure all these things like that? What is supposed to be the right way that the FA is able to track some of these things?
It's quite interesting, but I can hear from my colleagues, and they are spot on. I mean, with regards to what is happening. And if we are not careful in the next few years, again, that's what I can tell you. Because see, George, the player I'm not in a position to mention the name of the player. Scored a goal yesterday in a game. And after the goal, his management were so angry with him for scoring a goal in that game. Can you believe it? After the game, the player called me, said, "Manager, this is what has transpired over there. And everybody is blaming me for scoring a goal because they wanted a particular result. And that goal that I scored changed the scoreline." And I told him, I said, if any of your management members is man enough, let him confront you and I will deal with the issue. These are very serious things that we're talking about here in terms of our second biggest product after the Black Stars is the Ghana Premier League. And the league is being thrown to the dogs. What we need to do now, the problem is already here. What we need to do as we speak now, we find solutions to what is happening at the moment. My number one solution that this is a very big test case for the GFA prosecutor, for the integrity officer at the Ghana Football Association, for leadership at the Football Association, involved the Criminal Investigations Department. They've also involved the Interpol Department of Ghana to help them track down the perpetrators of this particular heinous crime that has been done to our football. It's been happening this season. It is beginning to get to the height of it. And people are betting with huge sums of money that hitherto we don't get to hear about. And for me, the first thing that needs to be done is for the FA to make sure that this particular case is not swept under the carpet. If we are serious about the football that we are doing in this country, under 5 goals that were scored, clearly, you see that in one way or the other, either the goalkeeper was in the known, the defenders were in the known, you see the marking, and you are asking yourself, is this a Ghana Premier League game? So for me, they have to get to the bottom of this, and I will give them clues on how to unravel the mystery behind this. Nobody should come and give us any cock and bull story that we went round, there was no evidence for us to nail anybody. Just go around and check companies, betting companies that are doing the Ghana Premier League games. Go for the game between Inter Allies and Ashanti Gold in Obuasi on Saturday. Go through if there are 10 betting companies who have the Ghana Premier League on. Go through those 10 betting companies. Go through their sites. Get the games between Obuasi, Ashanti Gold, and Inter Allies. Check through how many Ghanaians place a bet on that particular game. When you trace it, not the bets of 2 cedis and 5 cedis and 10 cedis. Check for bets from 2,000 to 5,000 to 10,000 and upwards, and start tracking those numbers. You will find out the people behind the betting in our games. This is so simple and clear, George. Nobody should come and tell us that we went round, we didn't find any evidence. The evidence is right before us. It should not be difficult for anybody to do. The betting companies have records of people who have placed bets with them. I don't know how it works, but they have records of people who have done bets for the last 1 month, 3 months, and even a year. So just go to site that had Ghana Premier League games. Go for the Ashanti Gold and Inter Allies game. Go for bets from 5,000 upwards. And believe you me, you will fish out the fishes. You will get those who place bets on that particular game who are close to the clubs. Obviously, the players can't do this alone. Some management members, some club owners, and some people very, very, very close to the corridors of power are responsible for this. And we need to get to the bottom of this. If we don't now get a club between now and when they will finish their investigations, a club must be found. They must make sure that club is sent down to the lower leagues and thinking that betting is the way out. And I'm sure we'll find a way
through that. Okay, let me come to you, Papa. Papa, it's important to talk about this, Papa, because is the Ghana Football Association aware that it's their responsibility to ensure that the integrity of the game is protected? It is not for journalists to bring out videos, because in this situation, we clearly can say that if there were no videos flooding over everywhere in social media, we're not going to hear a word from the Ghana Football Association. The truth is, there have been a lot of questionable games that have gone on through the season. Why hasn't the Ghana Football Association taken this thing up? Is it that they have failed to understand that it's their responsibility to ensure that the integrity of the game is intact?
Well, failing to understand that it's your responsibility for me as an officer or an integrity officer, then you've accepted the responsibility for that very function, and you've appointed somebody to execute that mandate. So the very moment you appointed the compliance and integrity officer, then you knew that it was your responsibility. But let's ask ourselves, how many of us know him? We don't even need to know him in person or something. But as you watch games, George, it's been over a week since the Inter Allies and Aduana Stars video emerged, and we saw an Aduana Stars player celebrating or jubilating when his team had conceded a goal. Forget about the jubilation. Look at how Joseph Addo threw the ball to the wings. I was laughing with Ayala the other day because when the ball came back into the middle of the penalty box, the striker had all the time in the world. He had 4 Aduana defenders around him. Nobody made the move towards him. We have seen a video. Till now, we've not had any word from the FA on it. Even if you are not charging them, at least come out that you've seen something, you've taken cognizance of it, and then you are doing preliminary investigations, because the video had gone viral. We woke up to this. Look, don't watch Lagos City's versus Ashanti Gold in Accra, the mistakes Michaelenu and then the goalkeeper made. And ask yourself, were they genuine? I think Ashanti Gold lost 5 or something. As a result, in whom they had suspected, a lot of their fans came out saying all sort of things. Before Lagos City came to Obuasi to play Ashanti Gold fans were loud on radio and TV all over the place that they know that what their former player Hans Kofi has spoken to some. The Ashanti Gold fans in the morning went to the camp of the team with schnapps, eggs, cursing players that they should bring their phones and for them to see and all that. Still, Lagos City came to win. Nobody said anything. So the compliance officer is probably acting now because the video had gone viral, and that you watch that thing and then you feel sorry for yourself. And then the public uproar said we would fix ourselves on Interlice versus Ashanti Gold and forget about a lot of the matches that have happened over the season. It did not just start 3-4 weeks ago. It's been around for a long while. People have made money. That's why your executive officer is crying. Why is he crying? Is it the winning bonus he's going to pay or what? No. But the team should have rather won 3-1, not 2-1. Then he's fighting the coach. A whole lot of things. A whole lot of them calling back home to say that, look, this is the results we've heard from home. So please go and stick for me. Now, you are going to the match. You have direct influence on the match. But you've accepted what the home people you left behind are saying. Why? Because the cabal and the cartel are very powerful. Very, very powerful. So now this is what the players say. It is our body that sacrifices for 90 minutes. But you people want to make more money. Why? But the thing with this compliance officer thing is that the very moment I saw the security officer at the Bofokwa BA United versus RTU match, right in front of him, they did that to Maxwell Hansen and did that mayhem. The GFA security officer was there with Sheikh Tofik. I saw them. So even in the eyes of the security officer, hooligans didn't bother. But we have a compliance and integrity officer. But see what is happening in the league. So it's very, very, very sad and painful. The FA will take responsibility. But who is the FA? The FA is made up of clubs. Which people are perpetrating this act? Clubs, their friends outside, their players, and referees. All these people, except the, sorry for my language, fraud boys and investors who have invaded the football space. The 3 other groups are all under the umbrella of the FA. The FA has direct control over them. Will they be able to crack the whip? Ayala says he doesn't think so because the thing is cancerous. It's like a tumor. You end up going to hit a snag. You asked Eric the same thing. He said that we should go to bet people and then ask them for the list. We live in a country where in 2009, Hearts and Kotoko played a game. There was violence. People lost their lives. We went to ask Prince Odrumen Sada, then NSA boss, what is the CCTV footage at Babara? We were told that the NSA boss at some point had told the CCTV people that they should get the videos out and condemn them. So look, we are really faced with an uphill task here, but the reputation and integrity of Ghana Football Association is at stake. Black Stars is co-owned. The government owns it. They are managing it for them. But this is their major product. Our major source of revenue is gate proceeds. We are losing the fans because the fans will start asking questions. Hey, is this what you have been doing? Our major source of revenue is sponsorship from corporate entities. Now, which corporate entity will put their money into this cancerous product, knowing that it is an artificial product? We have a problem there. The worst of it all for me is the money we get from transferring players from Ghana to other parts of the world. Now, when they start tagging your players with betting issues, clubs stay off them. So on every front, if the GFA does not ask, Ghana football is going to lose.
Yeah. Let me come to you really on this one because I want to make this short, and I've just found a name for this little discussion we are doing, and I was going to name it the A to Z of match fixing in Ghana. Really, very simple as this. What can the Ghana Football Association do based on the information that we have now? That it's possible, very, very possible, that people around even the FA could be a part of it. What can they do at this point, and what would get all the viewers, those who are watching on this give them a bit of confidence that at least this FA can do the job?
It's simple. There are two ways. It starts from the one that is so fundamental, but it seems not achievable. The moral lessons. Look, all of us, club administrators, coaches, players, we own it as a moral responsibility to the product, no matter the financial constraints, to be true to ourselves and say, football isn't football if it's not competitive. So you first have to have that at heart if you really want to do football. It is never football if it's not competitive. Once you lose what is called sporting integrity, then you must as well stop what you call sports in your country. Because, George, without sporting integrity, you can't have a brand to sell. So the first thing is about we looking within us and say, we may have challenges that will drive us to be vulnerable, to do all these sort of things that we do. But will we accept, as people who are within the sport, that it is never a sport if it's not competitive? That is the first thing. Secondly, now you read about the integrity and compliance office of the FA, and they give you two outlets, email and a hotline to call. George, have we, even as journalists, to assess it so that we all become informants of what is going on within the system? Probably it could help in letting the FA know that we are much aware within the corners what they are doing, and we as public interest will want it to be solved. Then the last thing, George, how do you think the Demichelis issue was figured out and the player was banned? Every other part of the world that they are serious about this sporting integrity, in involving the betting companies within their football, what they do is that they have this setup that they call the red alert setup that look at the trend of betting within their games. So, for instance, there's a game between Lagos Cities and 11-1. If any betting company that has been given the license to play Ghana Premier League on their side, we need to have a system at the FA that checks the betting trends of the Ghana Premier League games listed on these betting companies. And by doing so, we will be able to know the betting trends of the game between Lagos Cities and 11-1. If we get, say, 90% of those investing in betting on that game saying it is going to end in 2-1, people are ready to put 50,000, 30,000. That gives you the red light about that game, and investigation starts there and then. Number two, we all know per the FIFA Code of Ethics that nobody bound by that Code of Ethics must be involved in betting. So people who place bets, are we able to trace and find out if they are not direct operators of the football that we are supposed to have competition about? That is the way they got Martin Demichelis. It wasn't about him. It was about a family member who plays a bet. They trace it to his name and they said, look, you were involved, and this so and so from your bloodline has been involved in betting on a game that you participated. They got a confession from the player. So there are mechanisms elsewhere that are put together to clamp on these issues. So we can't just relax and say, look, we have the compliance and integrity office. They must be able to ensure that these things doesn't happen. Why are we so interested in involving the Interpol and the CID office and all the other security services that have the resources to investigate these matters? Then why are we not giving them the tracker to all licensed betting companies that we've given them the access to put Ghana Premier League on their betting site? Why are we not developing that tracking system and give it to the Interpol and give it to the BNI and all the other security services to watch it and follow the trends and give us the red light about games that are suspicious so that we can clamp on it and deal with those as early as possible. So George, these are the issues. These are the issues. And if you are interested, yes, if you are interested, that is how others are doing it. And we must be able to have the political will. We must be able to be very, very sensitive about this matter as a media. Deal with it very, very dispassionately. Talk with it with a lot of emotions. Let's stress on these points. Let's bring to light what others are doing to check these things. Look, it is not always about us. It is not only us that are facing issues of sporting integrity from this betting syndicate. It is everywhere in the world. Go to South America, go to North America, go to Europe, go to even where the elite football are being played. They have a fear of these betting syndicate affecting their game. But what they've put in place are these systems to check and follow up and as quickly as possible intervene in these situations and get things sorted. So you know that there are things that are put together to catch you red-handed. And if you involve yourself in it, it is not about anybody. Look, let's make sure that if it is about the DNI, if it's about the CID office or any other security service that has the resources to clamp on these issues, we don't get involved as the FA. They get us the investigations done. They finger those who are supposed to be fingered. They prosecute them. They just give the results to the Ghana Football Association. Now, look, we've had this red alert. We investigated. We caught this person and that person. We've prosecuted them, and this is the result. That is the result that we need to put our hands on and have hope if you want anything to do with the future integrity of our sports, George.
Okay, let me give the last word to Eric, and then we can end. Let me give the last word to Eric. Eric, my question to you there is, can we recover from this? It appears a very big hit. With the little discussions I've had with a few guys in the corporate space, it appears a very big hit. Can we ever recover from it?
Sure, George, we can. If we indeed want to recover, we can. Like I said, this is a big test case for the Ghana Football Association, and I just hope that we are not coming back to do friends and cronies and say that, look, maybe Club A, who are fingered in this particular game, that, look, like Atta said, there have been a lot of games this season that you can pinpoint. And that particular game that he spoke about, that 5-2 in Accra, I got a call and a friend told me that someone won about 20,000 worth of a bet in that Legon City's Ashanti Gold Clash in Accra. And the betting company is based in Kenya. So what they did was to trace the number back to Ghana, find out the company that registered the number, they got the name, they trace it to a very close ally of a top man in one of the clubs. So this is it's a very simple thing for us to do if we are really serious about keeping our integrity in this space. You just heard that Betway they are contemplating pulling out their sponsorship with Ashanti Gold, of course, because no serious corporate entity wants to be involved with a product that is involved with corruption, and they don't want that. So what we are saying is that if you want to recover, set a precedence, you as a test case. There are so many games this season. It is because this game started trending from Kesman Sports. The guys put it out there. When seeing the videos here, I got a video from an agent friend in Switzerland. He sent it to me. I am trying to do business with, trying to send an 18-year-old player to him. Sends me link that is in the Apex. He sends me a video from there, which indicates that the game has been compromised. Here we see a player I worked with at Karela, currently ended the season with 18 goals. You are presenting a player who has scored 18 goals in a compromised league, who wants to buy him. There were no goals that were bought for him because a betting company somewhere was involved. First place, if we don't stop it, George, like my other two colleagues said, very soon, no serious football club, irrespective of whoever is involved, if it is found, if Interallies will fix the game, send them down to Division 3, out that send them down to Division 2 or Division 1. Let them fight, telling other clubs that when you get yourself involved with betting, not time to do friends and cronies. It is not time to say that, look, was of during my campaign or whatever. It is time to take the future of our football very seriously. And I think that this particular case is a big test case for the FA. What I don't want to hear is that they are alleged. We didn't find any information to be able to prosecute anybody. Science, this particular video that has gone viral, trust me, we will start a new season. They won't go for 4-1. They will fix them with 1-0, 1-1, 2-1. The reason why people are beginning to raise eyebrows is because expect horrible results happening at the 4-2. Adriana won that particular game of the goal. Do anything this season, we will start a new season. We will get back to the same. I learned in yesterday's game, someone stick a bet to the tune of 30,000 Ghana, and that's 100,000 Ghana cedis. He's making 570,000 profit. Serious. Take a critical look at it to put a stop to it now. At the end of the day, we will not be able to sell any player out there.
All right.
What it means, who are doing genuine football. Actually, genuine football administrators out there and club owners out there who know nothing about this so-called betting. Few clubs are dragging everybody into the net. And it is time the Football Association, they need to wake up from their slumber. They need to wake up from their sleep and put this particular investigation, George.
Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you very much, Collins Atta Poku. Thank you very much, Bismarck Owusu and Ayala. It's been nice having this chat. We really needed to do this after the really bad times we've had. Very, very sad.